I remember when I was 18 years old and I moved out of home for the first time. I went to university, and that meant doing my own food shops for the first time. And a frequent visitor to my basket at the time were these Maryland cookies. And one serving of these cookies, which is only two of them, is 104 calories. And the whole pack is over 1,100 calories. Now, as you can imagine, it didn't take much effort to smash the whole pack, and that would be 1,100 calories right there. And compare that to where I'm at today, 8 years later, whereby my current diet is impossible to overeat without force feeding yourself. So, what are the differences between what I used to eat and what I eat now? And that's what I'm going to go through in this video. If you're new here, I'm Kieran. I make videos on helping you to lean down and see visible abs, whilst also building a habit in the gym to build some muscle. So let's get into it. With the Maryland cookies, it takes far more willpower, I think, just to have two. And it's just so much easier not to have them in sight and in your house at all. So why doesn't 1,100 calories of Maryland cookies fill you up and keep you satisfied for a prolonged period? It's because of the satiety hormone in your body, and that is leptin. Now, leptin works by telling your brain when you have enough energy in your fat cells. So you eat, and then your fat cells get full, and then leptin is released. And then once it's received by the hypothalamus in your brain then tells you that you're full and that you don't need any more food. And too much leptin leads to what's called leptin resistance, similar to insulin resistance. And what happens here is that there's so much leptin flying around that these signals are kind of like blocked by the brain. So you never get the message that you're actually full. And this is why you're always hungry. And what gets in the way of this leptin signal and makes you keep wanting to eat even though you already have enough energy, and that is insulin. So insulin actually blocks the leptin signal. And where does the increase in insulin come from? Well, for the most part, it's sugar. It's not entirely sugar, but that is a huge reason why. And so the cure for overeating is replacing foods that spike your insulin, things like bread, pasta, potatoes, sweets, processed foods, for foods that don't, which is healthy fats, meat, fish, eggs, that kind of thing. And then once the insulin isn't being spiked all the time, then your brain gets the message that you're nice and full, and then you won't need to overeat. Now, I'm not a scientist. This is just sort of my understanding and a very simplified explanation of what I've learned. But if you disagree or have some other comments to make, then do let me know. I'm always interested to learn other points of views and to potentially change my mind. So if you want some help with your diet and you're wanting to lean down, I do one-to-one coaching. So check out the link in the description. But apart from that, that's everything for today's video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.